Hello everybody, my name is Sophie and welcome back to another episode of the Bookhater Club podcast. Yes, I am your host, Sophie, and I am doing the Bookhater Club podcast where we hate on books, but we also hate on ourselves. No, that's not what we're here for. We're just here for hate on the books. Today I have a very exciting topic for you guys, which is the Goodreads Choice Awards. Yes, we'll talk about it more. We'll also talk about Aster, my number one enemy, up to be more specific, and also me, Sophie. We'll also talk about me a little bit. Because Sophie has not been uploading, the host has not been uploading, and there is a good reason for it. But I feel like even though I mention it in every video that has come out in the last few months, no, not last few months, last few weeks, not everybody knows. And everybody has to know what I'm up to. So those are all of our topics for today's podcast episode. We'll make it cozy and we'll make it fun because I don't have that much time. And we'll talk more about why when you listen to me talk about myself. But you don't have to, which is why there are timestamps in the description. And you can skip to whatever you want to hear me talk about. I'll talk about Aster publishing 2 more books. And also about the Goodreads Choice Awards that are currently happening as I'm filming this. And the nominees for the categories. And if anybody actually... I don't know if I can swear yet. I'm not allowed to swear in the beginning of the video. I get demonetized. So if anyone actually cares... It's the PG version. If anyone actually cares about the Goodreads Choice Awards. But first, I want to give a shout out to my members who have been with me through this drought? Is that the right word? Probably not. Through this tough time where I have not been uploading as consistently. And it has a good reason, okay? It's not like I'm being lazy and like stealing your money. No. I'm just stealing your money. I'm not being lazy. My book haters are the members of my channel. And they get my videos a day early. They get to vote on my next reads, which I'm still reading God of Malice. And we'll talk about why. But I'm reading it and they voted for it. Why? They also get exclusive content such as my Ruby Red movie commentary, exclusive stickers in the comments, and my eternal peace and love. I bet you miss me saying that whenever I don't say it. Whenever you don't see me, you don't hear me say it, you always have my voice in your head. And since my last video, which was the the Sky Shade review, which was the last Aster book, we've had, because we're a community, we're like this, 3 new members join. This is how the Europeans do it. Should I do it like this? No. It's like this. We have 3 new members and I would like to welcome you with all of the book haters love, which there isn't that much, but it all belongs to you. Mr. or Mrs. or Damn, or whatever you want to be. Unsocial Event. I relate to that. Margaret. Love. And also, Top Cat. Which I don't know if that's a reference to anything, and I don't know what your profile picture is. Is that Schloss Neuschwanstein? Thank you 3 so much for joining. I bet you only joined because you wanted to see the Nightbane review early. No, Sky Shade, what the fuck? And I get that, and I appreciate it. And oh my god, can you tell? Can you tell I don't speak English much anymore? The language is leaving me. I have to make a good impression. I actually applied for a job and I said I'm fluent. I'm a content creator. I said in the application, I was like, I'm a content creator and I'm fluent in English, so I have to get it up. I hope they don't watch this. Don't watch this if I applied to work for you, please. This is me in my private life. We'll talk more about it right now. Again, thank you to all of 3 of you for joining and all of my existing members. And now we'll talk about me and why I have not been posting. Any guesses? The real book haters know. The real Honestly Sophie stans know. She's writing her bachelor's thesis. I think in my last podcast or the one before that I already mentioned it. Or that I was going to write it. I don't know if I said that I am writing it. But I said I was going to write it. And then and I was like, oh, how hard can it be? Like, it's just writing. Like, people are always complaining about it. It's hard. I'm biting myself in the ass. I was too lazy. I was too lazy. I took too much time chilling and now it's biting me in the ass. My, my due date is right after Christmas. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, the 27th. The 27th of Christmas. The 27th of December is my due date. I don't know if I will be able to even print it on the 27th, because that's in between the years, right? Between Christmas and New Year's, and most smaller shops stay closed during that time in Germany. And so I might even have to print it on the 23rd, and so that means I have 4 less days. So I have less than a month. And I'm freaking out. And I'm not doing good, actually. And so I have no time to read. I have no time to... I have to chill on TikTok, but stressed. You know what I mean? Like, I am on TikTok, and I'm watching TikToks, but I'm stressed while I'm doing it. And that's not a lot of fun. That's not a lot of fun. And that's why there has been... not a radio silence, but that's why there hasn't been any reviews, which I want to do it. And I just can't. I'm stressed. What can I say? I'm stressed. If you want to know more about it, I can tell you, of course. My topic is content to commerce, potential of digital communication instruments. I just translated it literally from German. I'm sure communication instruments is not the right term, but I'm not going to figure it out now because I don't care, because I'm stressed enough already. But my focus is on social media and how content on social media is turning into commerce, and what strategies companies are using, like UGC, affiliate marketing and stuff like that. It's what I decided for myself for my thesis, that I wanted to put the focus on that. You can, every topic that exists, I realized you can just do so many different ways. And I have less than a month to do it now. I'll just tell you everything because you're my best friends. You're my boo-boos, you're my book haters. I'm doing expert interviews. You could do either a, guys, what is it? Umfrage? What is it? Like a survey? Or you could do interviews. And I, for some reason, thought I was going to do interviews, and I was just gonna, everyone who I was going to ask to be interviewed by me was just gonna say yes. And that is not the case. And I have not done, no, I can't say that. Maybe I've done an interview. Maybe I haven't. You could decide which one is more likely. And I still have to gather all of my information and then evaluate it, right? So that's what I'm doing currently, and I'm not doing good, and I'm really struggling. My room is a mess, my life is a mess. I'm not myself, but it's also just because I took it on, in German you say on the light shoulder. I took it on the light shoulder. I thought it wasn't gonna be that hard, and it is. I underestimated my laziness. I am so lazy, and I don't want to do anything, and I don't want to do work. No, I'm kidding, but it's just like, I have someone who's writing it alongside with me, and she's writing it with the same professor, different topic, but same professor, and so she has like 5 more days than me to hand it in, and I'm sorry, and we were both freaking out. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing, and as soon as this camera is turned off, you can be sure that I'll continue working on whatever the fuck I was doing before. But I still wanted to give a sign of life on this channel. And I wanted to tell you that I, with the upcoming year, will have to work a full-time job. I will have to work a full-time job to graduate for 1 semester. Right now I don't do a full-time, I just have a job, but it's not a full-time job. And God forbid we have to work. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but the last time I worked a full-time job was a while ago, because I've just been studying and I've been doing like side jobs, you know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes for me. It's normal, I'll have to do it, you know? But I'm just telling you about my life, what's happening in my life. So it's not that much at the moment. It's not that exciting either. Something will be handed in by the time this is over, but whether it will be good or not is a different question. I just hope I pass. Please don't make eye. Don't make eye. Just let me pass. Don't cast curses on me or anything. Or spells or whatever people cast. And I wanted to say that with the upcoming year, I really want to do like more stuff for my members. But I'm also saying at the same time that I'm busy. You know what I mean? I'll try to implement more benefits for members and maybe even set up a Patreon. I know some creators have a Patreon and memberships, and they do the same benefits. And you can just decide yourself which one you prefer, which side you prefer to subscribe to. So I'm thinking about that because I don't want to just like delete the memberships. But I don't know yet. I don't have the brain capacity at the moment to think about that, if you understand what I mean. So that's what's happening in my life. I hope everyone wishes me the best of luck. If you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Instagram, and honestly Sophie YT, and I'll try to post updates there if you care. I also want to do... I just want to go to bed, if I'm being honest. I did make my bed for you, and I just realized you can't even see it. And also not if I turn like this. Maybe like this? Can you see it now? It's a little bit in the dark. I did make my bed. I even hung up 2 pictures on my wall that you can't see right now, which is also really frustrating because I put so much effort. There you go. I know one of them is crooked, but that's besides the point. And I hope that with Black Friday coming up this week, I can get wireless microphones. I really want to get some because I think they're really cool. And I think I would really look cool using them. And I think there's something in my eye, so I'm sorry if I keep touching my lashes. That being said, that's all there is about me. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. And I want to talk about Alex Aster. My number one up. I always say once I review a book, it's out of my system. I don't think about it anymore, but for some reason I just can't stop thinking about Alex Aster. I have a little bit of a crush on her, maybe. Just kidding. I just find it so fascinating, and I really, 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 really want to know what is going on with her. Why is she on every fucking show? Are people paying her to be on the show? Or is she paying to be on the show? I wish I knew how it worked. Someone even said that she allegedly like thanked her talent manager? What was it? Marketing manager? No, I didn't look it up now. You know, I looked up other things related to marketing the whole day. So I didn't want to look this up too, but, or entertainment manager, I think it was, allegedly. She thanked them in her thanks for Skyshade, which today, after work, I saw Skyshade for the first time in person, and it was 20 euros for a book that's like this thick, which is not thick, by the way. It's not thick. And it was in the shelf very high up, so nobody could reach it, which I thought was a good idea. And the reason we're talking about her today is, of course, because she announced 2 more books. And I mentioned it in my review of Skyshade, but it's like a big surprise to everybody that she is now, for some reason, doing 2 more books. One of them is going to be like the conclusion, God willing, the conclusion. She's not going to announce anything else. And the other one is going to be a novella that both Team R and Team Gring will really like, in the words of her, because I've seen this clip 3,000 times. I just don't know, guys. I will read it, obviously. I think it's so sad that, or maybe am I jealous, guys? Do you think I'm jealous? The thing is, do I look like a floating head, by the way? Because my shirt is so dark. Just when I look in the viewfinder, I feel like there's nothing besides my head. We're continuing the spooky season, but what did I want to say about the book? She originally sold the Lightlark series as a duology, and then because it got hyped up, she was able to make it a trilogy, and now because it was hyped up and she needs more money, apparently, because she's spending so much on marketing, it's turned into a quartet. And I think that it's so sad because her writing already lacks so much depth and so much skill that she had to drag the second and the third book out to nothingness. Nothing was happening. She said, like, in an interview, I think on the Kelly Clarkson show, she was like, yeah, I found out, like, a few months ago that it was going to be a 4th book. And it's like, okay, we can tell. Because in a few months, you had to change the whole fucking story. So it wasn't in one last book, but there was enough content so you could do a 4th book. And that's also why your writing is just suffering. I don't know why she doesn't just commit. It has to, like, I mean, allegedly, according to me in Minecraft, I'm just assuming it has to be a money thing. What else would it be? But it's so fascinating to me, and I wish I knew what was going on behind the scenes. Honestly, like, that's so true. That's so true, Sophie. I wish I knew what was going on. Because what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Does anybody know? I asked on German TikTok, I talked about the book, and I was like, what do you guys think? I asked in German. Was denkt ihr? If you want to know what that means. What do you think? And then everyone was like, in the comments, most people, not everyone, most people were like, I really liked it. And I was like, oh my god. What is happening in Germany? We have enough issues already going on. And now you also want to tell me you like Lilac? Girl, not with me. I repel or repent. I always confuse the two words because they're both with rep. Either or, I do. Why the fuck do people like this? I don't know, guys. I mean, to each their own, but I do have a personal vendetta against Aster, as we know. Let me know what you think. I saw a lot of people were disappointed because she announced a 4th book. They weren't even excited, even fans of the series, because they were like, oh, I was so excited for it to finally be over. But I think even fans of the series are now realizing that she's just unnecessarily dragging this out because it's the 3rd book and it's still a love triangle and she hasn't decided. It's like, okay, it's a love triangle in her head maybe, but not on paper, because this bitch is like, just fucking one of them, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, but then people were like, I want it to be a throuple. Girl, she's not gonna write a throuple. She's not into that gay shit. She's not into that gay shit. We have one gay character. He comes up once in the book. We're not gonna get a throuple. I'm sorry. And that's it already with all of the other topics. We will now talk about the Goodreads Choice Awards. Last year I did Bookmas when I was still happy and had time. Now I'm unhappy and don't have time. So I didn't do Bookmas this year, but also no one really gave a fuck when I did it last year. I don't know if any of you even watched it. And I get it. Most people do Bookmas because they get a lot of money during December, because advertisers are paying more for advertisements because of Christmas, and so you get more ad revenue during December, and so a lot of people do Bookmas because of that. But I just did it because it was cool and nobody watched my videos, so I didn't get any money anyway. That being said, maybe next year when I don't have to write a bachelor thesis. The Goodreads Choice Awards, I don't fuck with them. Does anybody give a fuck about them was my question that I initially had. So before we see what the people on Instagram have to say, because I asked on my Instagram at OCSophieYT, and I was like, what do you guys think? And the answers were surprisingly in unison. I like when I use big words. So what are the Goodreads Choice Awards? They are an annual literary award organized by Goodreads, the popular book recommendation platform. It was established in 2009, so it's been around for a while, and it's unique among literary awards because it is entirely decided by readers rather than a committee or a panel of experts, which we can tell. The awards aim to celebrate a wide range of genres and reflect the opinions of the Goodreads community. But not a wide range of authors, if you know what I mean. There are several categories, including fiction, non-fiction, fantasy, young adult, romance, mystery, and thriller, science fiction, and others. But we don't care about them. There are also niche categories like debut novel and memoir. I didn't know about that. Each year, new or adjusted categories may be introduced based on trends or reader preferences. Here's how the voting system works, just so we all know. Typically, it has 3 rounds. The first one is the opening rounds. Readers vote from a curated list of top-rated books based on Goodreads ratings and popularity. It's also like how many people have a book shelved. Even if it's like a want to read, I think this still counts towards it, allegedly. Everything I say is alleged, always. Nothing is fact, except that I'm really stressed. The second round is the semi-final round. The top vote getters in each category advance, and then in the final round there's usually 10 that compete in each category. The Goodreads members vote directly on the platform, and participation is open to all users. I've never voted. I have voted, but not at this. Awards and recognition. The winners receive a virtual badge for their books, Goodreads page, and significant visibility within the Goodreads community, as if they need it. If they already won it's a popularity contest, everybody knows. That's how I feel with my bachelor's thesis. I don't know if any of you can relate, but I'm writing this and I'm like, everybody already fucking knows what I'm writing about. Everyone knows what the fucking conclusion is gonna be. Nobody gives a fuck. That's what I think the whole time when I'm writing it, and I think that's a big part on why I don't want to write it. There is no monetary prize or physical trophy. The primary... Can you tell I'm going a little bit insane? The primary reward is the prestige and exposure gained from winning a reader-driven award. So, you're gonna say, what's the point? There is none. Impact. Winning or even being nominated can greatly enhance a book's visibility, sales, and credibility. Guys, I'm sorry, but like, I get what they're trying to do, but at the end of the day, it's always Sarah J. Maas that's gonna win. You know what I mean? So what are we actually doing here? But at the end of the day, they tend to favor popular or widely marketed books, right? And so there are, of course, other literary awards. In case you don't know, there's a Pulitzer Prize in the USA. the Pulitzer Prize. Oh, I have to show my phone a little bit because I want to get a brand deal with. I want to get a brand deal so bad, guys, with a phone case company. And I said in the email, I feature my phone in my videos. Guys, if I get a deal and I get a code, you better fucking buy something. You better fucking buy something. Anyway, see, I'm prominently featuring my phone. Oh, I have to cover this brand up, right? Anyway, Pulitzer Prize, Pulitzer, how do you say it? It low-key reminds me of Poritze, which in German means ass crack, but that might just be me. So the focus of this award, it's a little bit more prestige. This is one I knew of. It's fiction, non-fiction, and journalism, known for honoring works of exceptional quality, maybe even Sky Shade if Alex Aster is lucky, particularly in literary fiction or books with cultural and historical significance. Has a historical significance. Prestige extremely high, associated with literary excellence. And then in the UK there's the Booker Prize, which nobody gives a fuck about the UK. I'm sorry, that was a joke. As I said, and I realized like this is not gonna be good for me. And then we have like the National Book Award in the US, the Hugo Awards for science fiction and fantasy, which I know about the Hugo Awards. I've heard about them, but I don't care. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, do any people pick out books based on awards? I think not for us, guys. Like, I mean, I don't know what else you read, but for the most people that I know, they only read fantasy and romance and romantasy and books where people get like, I don't want to be too vile because again I want to get a brand deal and I want to get a full-time job. Anyway, people read books where people make love to each other, and so. It's very German of me. So who the fuck gives a fuck about the Goodreads Choice Awards? Not me. And there are awards specifically for fantasy and romance. There's even one that was like established recently that I read. Wait, what was it called? Yeah, I don't actually know. What the fuck was it called? The Rita Awards. Oh no, that was just renamed. That's not the one I meant. Am I blind? Huh? The Swoon Awards! The Swoon Awards, romance books in various subgenres. Do you guys know about the Swoon Awards? Okay, I'm voting in the next Swoon Awards. Anyway, my opinion on the Goodreads Choice Awards is I don't give a fuck. But my opinion on any Choice Award is I don't give a fuck. I just think that in other media forms, like with music or with acting, whenever there's a Choice Award, because we know there are different kinds of Choice Awards, not just Goodreads, it's not the only one, I think that the possibility of someone different winning is high, you know, because we have like a variety of people, and so fan bases are different. Big fan bases are always battling against each other, but not the same big fan base always wins. It's a different big fan base every time. And so this year, guys, the fucking Sarah J Maas book is on the list again. I already saw. I'm gonna show you like romance and fantasy and young adult. And I forgot that came out this year. I have to do a ranking video by the end of the year. I forgot that came out this year. Do you guys remember that fucking book? I don't even remember the name. The last Crescent City book. That feels like 50 million billion trillion years ago. Kinda. So, oh, this is gonna be so short. This video is gonna be so short. I'm so sorry. But anyway, the Goodreads Choice Awards is just another Choice Awards. We have like the People's Choice Awards for movies and TV shows and music and pop culture, and then Kids Choice Awards from Nickelodeon, and Teen Choice Awards, and MTV Movie and TV Awards. You guys know we have the AMAs, the VMAs, iHeartRadio Music Awards, very great prestige. iHeartRadio. Anyway, we have a lot of different, the Streamies? Popularity-based good choice awards, right? So I asked on my Instagram, I said, guys, I need your opinion on the Goodreads Choice Awards. If you want to give me your opinion on different topics, you can follow me on Instagram at OnlySophieYT. I'm going to read out, there weren't that many answers, so I can't just read out all of them. If you recognize yourself, shout out to you. Thank you for answering. We have terrible books, trash, shit. It's fundamentally a popularity contest. Might as well be called Popular Booktok Books Award. It's a massive thank you to everyone who gave like a who gave a good answer and not just shit. You know who you are. No, I'm kidding. It's valid. I agree. I agree, but you can see the difference in answers, right? It's a massive popularity contest, and I theorize people can buy their way into selection, right? Because it's like some books that get nominated, you're like, what the fuck is this? Because you would assume that all the Booktok books get nominated, but sometimes the books get nominated and you're like, who the fuck is shelving this? Nobody. We have meh, it's full of Booktok books, and I think that says it all, really, period. The options are so boring, haven't heard of so many of those books. Maybe because there's something shady going on? No, allegedly. Do people actually care? Period! Nobody does! It's just a popularity contest. It's boring. It's always white lady books that seem extremely unappealing to me. Period. Stinky. Period. I honestly don't pay attention to them. Nobody does. There were not a lot of good choices. I honestly wonder if we can see how many people vote in them. Because I don't know if you can see that. Just the total amount of readers who have voted in the Goodreads Choice Awards. Because I'm just confused why we don't have like book awards where people show up. Where like, where authors show up and like an actual award show, you know? Because I feel like we're in a day and age where this could easily be established. Especially now that books are getting so popular again, thankfully, that we could totally do this. Guys, should we do the Bookhater Awards? Maybe I renamed the ranking video to the Bookhater Awards. Which one was the worst book? Ranking best to worst, and everything is the worst. So I'm in the Goodreads app right now, guys. Where the fuck is this voting? Why can't I find the voting? Recount. Oh, here. It's, okay, there is its own tab. 2024 Goodreads Choice Awards. Let's see what is nominated. Show 9 more categories. We even have, should I just read out, I'm gonna read out all the categories, okay? Fiction, historical fiction, mystery and thriller, romance, romantasy, fantasy, science fiction, horror, debut novel, audiobook, young adult fantasy, young adult fiction, non-fiction, memoir, history, and biography. So which one should we start with? I'm going to start with romance because this is the first one up. Let me know which one you voted for. Should I just vote for something out of spite? No, I'm not. Guys, I don't have the time. You bitches know I'm busy. Anyway, the first one that I see here is Funny Story by Emily Henry. Haven't read it. Is Emily Henry really that good? Guys, do you think she's really that good, in your opinion? Do you think I would like Emily Henry? A question to the readers. What are we doing? Watching. To the watchers. The Weight Watchers? I hope not. Ugh, my parents used to do that. I have a little bit of a trauma from Weight Watchers. What the fuck is Weight Watchers anyway? So, we have Just for the Summer by Abby. I don't know how to say your last name. Jimenez? I don't know how to say it. I hope I said that correctly. I really put all my might into that. I don't know what that book is. No, I don't know what that book is actually. I saw it at the store, but I feel like this is like not the first book out of a series, though it's the third book. And I kept seeing it all over the story. I don't know, maybe these books you don't have to read in order, but I low-key almost got it because I saw it everywhere. I was like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna read it in the summer. I'm glad I didn't because it's not the fucking first book. And I don't understand why we are nominating like series. Like, books in a series. Like, the third book in a series. We get it, girl. Why are we doing that? I feel like it should only be first books. I feel like this makes it so boring, in my opinion, in Minecraft. We have Leather and Lark. No idea what the fuck that is. We have Bright! I'm voting for that. I'm not voting, guys. What is the word? Epstein? No. Epstein? Girl. Bright by Ellie Hazelwood was a fever dream, and I think there's actually 2 books. Oh no, okay. I thought 2 books by Ellie Hazelwood were nominated in the same category, but it's gonna be romance then. Ellie Hazelwood can't write. What is she bringing out next year? She published so many books this year. And then we have some books that I don't know. I do know Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I always put it on the polls for my members and nobody ever votes for it. But I kind of want to read it because I like that the cover is pink. That's a good enough reason for me. King of Sloth by Anna Huang. And I have read Anna Huang. I know Anna Huang. Do I? What did I read by her? It was one of the king. No. Doesn't matter. Should I read the series, guys? Let me know. It's gonna be so good. And then we have Play Along by Liz Tomford, which is the 4th book in her fuck-ass series. I just know the first one, Mile High. And I always put that, not always, but sometimes I put that on the poll and nobody votes for that either. I thought we were fucking with this shit, but apparently not. Let's see what Romantasy has to offer. Maybe it's gonna be better. Okay, A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair, starring off great. Born of Blood and Flesh by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Wow! These are all 4th books in series. It's making me go crazy. I don't like that. Who is still reading Jennifer L. Armentrout? Are you guys? That's fine. No, it's not. I mean, it's not that deep. She's not. It could be worse. Can it? I have to read Jennifer Armentrout. I can't get through her writing, and then also Scarlett St. Clair also can't write. And then When the Moon Hatched, I also put that on the list sometimes, but it's a long ass book. I heard it's really bad, so I want to read it. House of Flame and Shadow, of course. Which do we think that's gonna win? Probably. And then Restless Stars. Zodiac Academy 9. Fuck you. What the fuck do you mean? 9. Well, how many are there? Quicksilver is also on there by Kelly Hart, which I made a review on. Honestly, Sarah J. Maas is gonna win. I'm sorry to everybody in this category. You know, bitches hate to see Sarah J. Maas coming, because they just know she's gonna eat them up. And that's fine, like, but I don't know if I would put it in a Romantasy, if I'm being honest. Now that I'm, like, rethinking what category this is in, I'm like, okay, Romantasy? It's not like the romance was the I mean, it's Sarah J. Maas, but it's like, definitely Quicksilver was a Romantasy, but would I put that in there? Just in fantasy. But it's too shitty of a fantasy to be in probably, like, the normal fantasy category. Let's see what is in the normal if I know anything. We have Liber Dugo, The Familiar, which I didn't hear anything about. J. Christoph, who I heard we don't fuck with. Empire of the Damned, which is the 2nd book in the Empire, Vampire series, I don't care. And a bunch of books that I don't know. Guys, did you read any of these? I feel like these are just normal fantasies. Like, these are fantasies that are considered higher quality than the Romantasy books. The Romantasy books are like the trashy fantasy books, and this is like the normal fantasy books. Sometimes you just gotta breathe. Keep on breathing and breathing and breathing. Okay, so I can't say anything about that because I haven't read it. What else do we have? We have Young Adult Fantasy. Yes, my favorite category. Of course, I recognize a lot of books off this list, and I think actually that all of them are ass. I think Reckless by Lauren Roberts is gonna win, which was really bad. Should I read the 3rd book in that series, guys? I don't know. I kind of, whenever I read more than one book in a series, I feel like I have to commit and just read the whole series. Like, I've already made it this far, which is further than I usually make it. We have Defiant by Brandon Sanderson's. Oh, Sanderson's? Who's that? Maybe that's gonna win, but it's also a 4th book, so I have to keep the same energy. And oh my fucking god, I'm sorry, I can't talk. I have to keep the same energy and just tell him to fuck off, and like, he doesn't deserve the spot. Maybe that's gonna win, actually. But there's a lot of 2nd books in this category. We also have Air by Sabatir, which I heard nobody talk about. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, which was an absolute flop. The Prisoner's Throne by Liber Dugo, Holy Black, which was the 2nd one in the spin-off from The Cruel Prince. Oh, nobody gave a fuck about that either. And then All This Twisted Glory by Tahara Mafia. I reviewed the 1st book in that series. This Woman Kingdom, also complete ass. So keep on eating ass and live happily. I'm looking in the young adult fiction. I haven't read any of these. I would say Heartstopper, Volume 5, bitch. Why are we nominating Volume 5? It's probably going to win. Or Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Payda. I do know that one. I did see it at the bookstore today, actually. And I was like, oh, I know this one. So let's look at debut novel, if I know any of those. You can look at the other categories. I'm not going to show them because I have nothing to say about them. And I also don't know. The back of the book... The Book of Doors, I saw that nominated in another category. Can we be nominated double? I didn't know that was possible. There's something not right here. Hello. My camera died last night, and then I just decided that enough was enough. And Mrs. Bun Bun here said, you've done enough for the community. You guys let me know if you have voted in the Goodreads Choice Awards, if it's relevant to you, when you decide what to read. It is very much just a popularity contest, such as any choice award, so I don't know if we can really fault it for that, but I think that it takes itself too seriously. Let me know if you want me to create the Bookhater Awards and make different categories and then give them out and give these people awards for writing terrible books. I think that would just be too mean, but aren't there contests where you're voting for like bad media and it's like a representation of your project being ass? That could be me. I don't give a fuck about the Goodreads Choice Awards, and whenever, oh my god, whenever they come up every year, it just makes me like, I just have the same thoughts again as I did the year prior. And it also just feels like it's the same authors every year. And so even though you have a category where it is debut novels, maybe you should make a categories where it's debut novels for all of the categories. Because otherwise we're just gonna get Sarah J. Maas every fucking year. I can't fucking stand her. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everybody who has been sticking with me during this tough time in my life. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. From me and my bonbon, we say peace and love. And hopefully we'll see you in our next video.